Globalization refers to interconnectedness and interdependence of economies, cultures, technologies, and societies on global scale. It involves the movement of goods, services, information, ideas, and people across borders, breaking down traditional barriers and creating more interconnected world. This is driven by advancements in communication, transportation, and technology, leading to increased global trade, cultural exchange, and integration of economies into a single interconnected system. Globalization has both positive and negative impacts, influencing economies, cultures, and individuals worldwide. The economic impact of globalization encompasses a wide range of effects on national and global economy. Here are key aspects of economic impacts. Globalization facilitates the exchange of goods and services across borders, leading to increased international trade. This can result in economic growth as countries specialize in the production of goods and services in which they have comparative advantage. Globalization encourages foreign investment in different countries. Multinational corporations may establish operations in various nations, contributing to economic development but also raising questions about the distribution of wealth and power. While globalization can create job opportunities through expanded markets, it can also lead to job displacement in certain industries become less competitive in global scale. Access to larger markets and diverse resources can contribute to overall economic growth. However, the benefits may not be equally distributed, leading to concerns about income inequality within and between countries. Globalization is closely tied to technological advancement. The rapid exchange of technology on a global scale can drive innovation, efficiency, and productivity, impacting economies and development. Nations become more economically interdependent as they rely on each other for resources, markets, and investment. While this can foster cooperation, it also poses challenges as economic issues in one region can have ripple effect globally. Globalization has facilitated the flow of capital across borders. This includes investments, loans, and other financial transactions, but it also makes economies more susceptible to financial crises that may originate in one part of the world. The negative impacts of globalization. It is a significant problem in most developed countries due to worldwide integration. People travel a lot. Some of them move abroad for study, business, visiting relatives, work, and access hospital services. However, not all of them are totally honest. Lots of terrorists came a foreign country with a worker visa, having hidden goal to perform a terrorist attack. It's a problem that posed fear among citizens who can't trust their neighbors. Unfortunately, terrorists recruit young people, residents of the country, and make them behave they are doing the right things. That's why there are fear. mistrust, and tension in society. Before globalization, skilled people got employment in government seekers in companies where they receive high salaries. Job opportunities were waiting for those who completed colleges and earned a degree. People would resign a job and quickly get another. Due to globalization, there are many people seeking employment all over the world. Employers take advantage of cheap labor. One can get a dismissal because of a slight mistake, as the employer can find a skilled worker who is ready to be paid less. Price instability is a significant effect of globalization on business. Some people establish industries overseas where they get cheap raw materials and labor. They can cut production costs and sell their goods at a low price. Due to competition, some high quality products differ in prices. No matter how the World Trade Organization has tried to control price fluctuation, their efforts are not successful. These companies reach out to consumers using modern technology. Successful business are for those who can find a competitive advantage and especially make high quality products for a low price. International trade buys and sells product using the US dollar. The price of dollar fluctuates day to day in developing countries. This results in an imbalanced economy and abnormal prices for goods and services. National currencies are affected the most by egos. There are employment opportunities all over our huge world. However, most people have had to leave their families for many years as they work abroad. As a result, couples have divorced, remarried, and left distribute children at the mercy of volunteers and shelters. Some children haven't been able to meet their old age parents' needs because the money they earn from their job is not enough. Lots of seniors die due to sicknesses and lack of financial and emotional support from their children. In almost developing countries, over half of the working population relied on casual jobs in industries until globalization took root. The advancements of technology has reduced such employment and increased global need for skilled professionals. Majority of people in developing countries don't have skills, while the available jobs are poorly paid due to high demand caused by globalization. Most of the people are left unemployed and unable to meet their basic needs, resulting in increased criminal activities such as burglary, pickpocketing, murder, and drug abuse. The rate of unemployment and poverty keeps growing as the gap between the rich and poor widens. Globalization has been a key driver of growth and affluence around the world. It has allowed industrialized countries to rely on their exports to boost their potential for growth. It has also helped developing nations diversify their economies and fight poverty. In China, nearly 800 million people have been lifted out of extreme poverty since the 1980s. Yet, globalization has produced both winners and losers, and their uneven distribution has started to raise concerns. A chief criticism of globalization is that in its current form, despite its overall welfare generating nature, it has worsened inequality within and among countries around the world. Educated and highly skilled workers have enjoyed outside growth in income and wealth, both of which are increasingly concentrated in the top percentile of earners. In recent years, demand for unskilled workers in industrialized economies has steadily declined because of skill based technological change, the offshoring of labor intensive jobs, and the substitution of local production with cheaper imports from emerging markets. This trend has depressed wages for low and middle income earners in advanced economies, especially since the 2008 global financial crisis. As a result, while the general welfare benefits have been immeasurable, distant, and diffuse, the costs of globalization have been concentrated in specific communities, industries, or geographies that have suffered from dislocations. At the same time, the commodification of labor during the competition for capital has exacerbated inequality, notably in underdeveloped economies. Globalization has redistributed income toward capital at the expense of labor, invigorated by the growing impact of technology and trade deals titled in favor of capital and the wider financial community. The share of capital in total income and profits has grown steadily while conditions have become increasingly precarious for labor, which inevitably bears a disproportionate economic risk given into immobility relative to capital or goods. This is important implications in the form of widespread political mistrust and thus a lower perceived effectiveness of democratic institutions. As reform advocates rightly point out, the distribution of gains from free trade has been skewed at not only the national but also the global level, while the nations that specialize in high value added trade grab a larger share of global economic growth.